Okay, hello and welcome to the Wacom webinar on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Let's give it another minute for maybe one or two other people to dial in. Maybe they're having issues with the internet connection as we experienced today here in Cologne, but we will be on our way soon. Okay, let's get this started. Again, hello and a very warm welcome to the Wacom webinar on a Wednesday afternoon. I'm happy you could join us today. This is the second episode in a still very young series of webinars that we just started to roll out during the Corona episode. We want to use this format to share some insights about our products and software and how you can make the most out of the combination of our products and software in this time of Corona. But before we dive into the webinar, here are some housekeeping rules. Let me change the slide. So it's very easy, very simple set of rules that will help us to have an enjoyable webinar. The webinar is going to last for about an hour. It will be 50 minutes of our guest speaking about his topic, and then we will have 10 minutes for questions and answers towards the end of the webinar. For your questions, we would like to ask you to please use the Q&A form, not the chat and not raising hands. The simple reason being that it makes it much easier for us to answer all your questions if you use the Q&A platform, because questions do tend to get buried in the chat, and hand raising usually distracts the speaker a little bit. So we will try to to answer your questions directly in the Q&A itself. In case we cannot answer all the questions immediately, we will follow up on them via email or towards the end of the session separately. And our presenter, Markus Bledowski, who joins us today, will answer some questions in the Q&A sessions at the end of the presentation, and also will share some additional info in a follow-up email after this webinar. So that's very easy. I'm not sure how many of you guys know about Wacom or work with Wacom, but for those who are new to the topic and haven't heard about Wacom before, we've been around for some 35 years, and we focus on digital pen input devices. So basically everything that doesn't fit through a keyboard but still needs to end up in a computer comes across one of our products. So if you don't want to write with a mouse or a trackpad, you're probably going to use a digital pen, and that's what we're here for. And Markus Bledowski, who joins us here on the call today, is a motion designer, and he's been working with Wacom for a long time as an evangelist and ambassador for various events and talks and previous webinars. He's very well versed in Adobe software because he's an Adobe influencer, and he also teaches people in the skills and the trades that he has. He's been working with Adobe tools since 1997, so quite a while, He's a co-founder of Frameflow, which is a film and TV design and production company in Cologne in Germany. And I'm pretty sure that you've seen some of his works because he's been working for clients that include big brands like Henkel, UEFA, Volkswagen, Oppo, Canon, Olympus, and others amongst these. But yes, it's about time to introduce you to Markus because he is going to be host of tonight. And I wish us all an interesting webinar, and see you later to the Q&A at the end of the session. Enjoy.
Great. Thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Markus, and I'm really glad to see so many people here in our room for today's session. So I will share my screen now, so that you can see what I'm doing. In this case, directly on my screen. And now you should see my screen. And if you have any difficulties, if you don't see or don't hear anything, please do not hesitate to contact me to write. I can only see my screen in this case. I have a small preview, and probably you see my second camera here, so that you can see how I'm working on a Wacom ONE in this case. So I have a 2-screen setup, and I just want to introduce myself, what I'm doing and what I'm usually doing in my everyday life. So as I was introduced already, I'm doing motion design. So we, 4 people here at Frameflow, we are doing animation, 3D, 2D animation, compositing, a lot of title design, but also editing when it comes to normal editing plus 3D compositing. So you see some work now. Probably it's not real time. I see that perhaps it's a little bit chunky in this case. So so this is like a short overview over the work. What we will be doing today, it's we will be talking about editing, about how quickly to prepare a project, how to record it, how to edit it, put some titles into it, do some color correction, some special effects, and then how to export it in a really funny and easy way. Because when you do this, when you get a Wacom ONE, it's included with Rush for some period of time, and Rush is a very nice tool to edit. So this was a short introduction. It's not about me today, but it's because of Wacom ONE. So here is a Wacom ONE. It's a monitor with a pen driven monitor. So you have here your monitor, and you're working on this monitor. And what you can do is start applications on it. As you can see now, I started my my Rush, but I can also use it for everyday life, for everyday tasks, like emails, like browsing, like whatever you usually use your, for example, mouse for. But you're working on the screen, so it's really nice because you really touch the pixels you really need to do. And you have a pen, and as a child, for example, when you start drawing something, you take a pencil, you take a pen, you take whatever you want, and then you take a piece of paper and then you draw on it. And that's how this works. So you really just touch what you want, touch what you need, and then you do whatever you want. So I'm diving in directly into Rush then. So I started Rush, and what is Rush? Rush is an editing tool for any editing purposes you want to do. You see, I did some projects with it. So I was thinking, what shall we do today? Because we should stay safe. We should stay at home when you shouldn't gather together. So I had, you see, like musical projects here. I had some sport projects here. I had some cooking projects here. And I wanted to record, let's say, like a one-man band, because it's Wacom ONE. So I thought like one, it's a nice idea. And music is always nice when you can create some music, when you can play, when you can gather together and then have a jam. But because we shouldn't go out, that's why I started a one-man band. So I put my camera and then I recorded it in my living room, and you will see in a minute how you can do it. But the most important here is that when you use Rush, when you use Adobe Rush, it's not only a desktop application. It's an application which comes across tablets, smartphones, and desktops, of course, laptops, and it's Mac and Windows compatible, and also Android and iOS compatible. So whenever you do something on your device, you can do it on your one device, and then you can do it on and you can finish it on your smartphone, or you can start it on your smartphone and you can finish it on your desktop. So for example, you see here, I have my desktop application, and I have here my smartphone application with the same projects. So this is not a problem how to do it and how to jump between all those possibilities. And your data will be transferred using a cloud service, if you wish, of course. And then you can share it with your friends, and you can work on it, of course, if you want, together, and so on and so on. So when I start a project, I use a plus here, for example. There's a plus, and you can record your data directly on your smartphone. So this is how I did it. You can just go and record something, and it will be automatically added to your project. So usually, as you know, you have like a big camera, for example, like this one. Big camera, you have a big microphone, for example, like this one. I don't want to make any advertising here, but you saw something. Yeah, for example, some lights, LED lights, which you can use for this one. And you have some tripods or whatever stands in this case. And everything what you do with this, you can do with your smartphone, because you have a small light. I know it's only small, but it's existing. It's stabilizing, because when you record something, it's stabilizing your movements, and you have a quite nice options there. So here, when you record with Rush, you can do an auto mode. You see it here, for example, down there. You have an auto mode and a professional mode. So in this case, when it comes to a professional mode, you can set your aperture, for example, in this and ISO. If you know what you're doing, if you want to know what you're doing, you can change your temperature, for example, if you wish to, color temperature. Then, and you can change your focus. You can do like a depth of field. You can set the depth of field to the wall in the back, and then to the front, to the sofa. And for example, you can change the zoom, and so on and so on. And of course, the resolution of here, in this case, I can record with 4K 60p with no problems, frames per second in this case. And I can use also a full HD. So this is options which you can have in this case in Rush. But if you have a possibility, if you have a Wacom One, you have the application already, just download it and then put it on and just use it and try it, how it works for you. So this is the application on your smartphone, on your tablet, of course, if you use a tablet. And the most interesting thing, you can use, for example, a Wacom One not only on your desktop computer, but you can use it also on your in this case, on your Android device. So there is here on the page, you can see there is a nice video how to connect it to a Wacom One Android device, and then you can see how to connect it, which devices are compatible, and then you can use your Wacom One with a desktop and also with the Android device. Just try it out, just have a look on the page how to do it. So let's go back to the Premiere Rush. What I did, I already prepared some edit in this case to see how it works. But let's start from the beginning, how to create a project and how to get into the project, not using my project I already did. So here you have a possibility to learn something. You can join the community, you can get some help from the Rush team. And when you go create a new project, you see you have a preview of all the folders on your, let's say, Creative Cloud devices, on your hard drive, on your USB sticks, on your smartphone external devices. And you can choose what footage you want to have. And then you have here amazing possibilities, because then I just move this around because I don't need the preview here. So you have here the videos I recorded, and when you hover over it, you see a small preview, in this case, a little preview. It's tiny, I know, but for me it's okay, because I know what I did last summer. I know what I did last weekend in this case. So I can choose videos I want to do. So I recorded just the sofa, and I recorded myself playing guitar, and I recorded myself, for example, playing a keyboard. So I choose these 2 videos. Let's start with just 2 videos, because then I want to show you how to add some videos to it. And you see, I go to create, and I use my Wacom One really as a pen device, a monitor. I know where to click and how to click on it. And here, for example, I have this one. I have the videos, and I have the view of my device. Just let me get rid of this one. So like this. I have a preview on my monitor, and that's why it was taking place. So this is Rush. So welcome to Rush. Welcome to the UI of Rush user interface, just in case you wouldn't know. And you see, it's really simple. It's really the picture in the middle. So you see me with the guitar, and you see down here the timeline with the clips, 2 clips. I imported 2 clips. And you can here see the play buttons just below the monitor, and you see some icons on the left-hand side and some icons on the right-hand side, nothing else. It fills my screen, it fills my Wacom One, and I can start editing. So when I play this, you see I prepared something in this case. So nothing happens here, nothing very boring, and then I start to play. So this is the first clip, and you see this is the first clip. And this is the second clip, yoo-hoo. So this is me changing the position, and you see I'm here in this side. So I have a cut here in the middle. I have 2 clips in the middle. What can I do with those clips? Of course, I can shorten those clips. So parts of the clip I do not need, I can just get rid of. So the first part, for example, here, before I start to play, I can take it out. So I take the start of the clip, I click on it, and then I move just as I would do it with a mouse or whatever. And then I go to the playhead. The blue one is a playhead. I just release it, and then you see, I edited, I cutted it out. So I do not need. So I have me playing guitar. For example, I do not want all the time, because you see here there are some seconds. So here is second 0, 15, 30, whatever, and it takes 1 minute 45. It was a long recording. So it's really long, and usually you would take like 5 seconds, for example. So I can take the end of it and I can shorten it as much as possible to the beginning. And because this is so little now, so tiny, so little, so what can I do? I can zoom in, and you have here in the lower part of the screen, you have just like a line with some dots at the end. So this is like a zoom bar. And you see, I'm using my pen, and I'm doing everything with my pen. So I can zoom in and zoom out. And you see, this is like the first 5 seconds, and then I change the sequence, and it's like the second 5 seconds. So this is like the idea of one-man band. So you will see I will play several instruments, and I will jump around and create myself on this one. What can we do? So now I shorten the first clip. So this is the first clip, which is already shortened, but I would like to shorten the second clip too. But I do not want to do it like before, like take, but I would like to cut here in the middle of it. And how to cut, how to say like, this should be the beginning of the clip. So at the left corner of the timeline, you have scissors, you have an icon to duplicate, and you have an icon to delete. So you see there's 3 icons here in this side. So what can I do? I can just say like in this part, I want to cut it. And you see it did like an edit, like a cut. And then I can say like, this is the beginning of the clip. So this is what I want to leave, but I would like to take out this part of the clip where I'm preparing something, when I'm doing something with my smartphone. So I don't want to have this one. Let's delete it. Let's get rid of it. So perfect. And it looks like I'm jumping from one to the other side, and I'm playing here the keyboard. I can also shorten it, so I can do like, okay, and you see, so I'm using this as a normal pointer, and I'm quite fast because I can jump from one to the other side of the screen very, very fast without any problem. But we can improve this thing. So perhaps, as you know, you have a button on your pen, on your Wacom pen. In this case, it's one button. Some other pens have 2 buttons, but one button usually is a right mouse click. What I prefer to do, it's I create a so-called express menu. Express menu means it's not only one function for this button, but I create several options, several possibilities, what I can do with this one. So whenever I click, this circle of possibilities appear in this position where my pen is, like this. I'm here with the pen, so it appears. And then I created some new options. For example, I can do, or I want to duplicate, I want to delete, I want to go to next clip, I want to go to the previous clip, I want to see my finder, I want to change to this space and whatever. So you see not only like a right mouse button option, but in this case, many options which I usually would like to need. For example, split. So you see, I split this one and then I say like, oh, delete this one. So I don't need to go to the options, but I stay in this case, for example, here. And if I say, oh, I deleted the wrong one, I wanted to keep this one. So I want to delete this one, go here, delete, and I'm done. So perfect. So those are the 2 clips now, which which I have, like the guitar and so whatever. So we're ready with this one, with this little edit, just like 1 and 2. So I want to add some more data for this one. So let's go to my media. I did it too fast, for example. I want to add some media. So adding some media means I go to plus here in the left corner, and I can add some titles, some media, and some voiceover. If you want to sing, or if you want to talk about it, or if you want to have like a commentary, you can do a voiceover. If you want to add some media, just go to this one and you see your footage. You see again the possibilities which I recorded before, and I can take my violin here, and I can add some, what do I have here? Some other options. I just take some clips so that you can see what I did. I have a flute here, and I think, four clips, it's fine. So I'm adding those 4 clips. In this case, I edit, and it imports the files. So I close this window, and I can zoom out if you want to see what I did. So I have my violin here, so the one-man band, gets extended now, and I can see, let's see, there's also some preparation. I did prepare something, so nothing happens here. Ah, yeah, it happens here. So again, right mouse button, split, go here, right mouse button, split, and I don't need this one, and I don't need this one. Yoo-hoo, really quick editing. So you see, I use really the right mouse button to split on this one, split on this one, and delete the other clips. It was quite quick. So when I use the flute here, for example, I go again, split, then split, and then delete the other clips which are not needed. Of course, I can keep those if you wish. So this is not a problem at all. But this is like the flute. So this is here, and then I have some drums. So, okay. So this is like split again, and so on and so on and so on. So you see how it works. It's really easy. It's really nice to work. So yeah, this is the clip. I don't need this one. Okay, so like this. So we have now 30 seconds of this music. So you see it's going in here. This is quite interesting, but I would like to see an overlay of those. So now we have this clip, we have this clip, we have violin and perhaps a flute and whatever I have here. But I would like also to see both like the keyboard and the guitar at the same time. And this is of course possible. Why not? I would like to take this clip. Let's duplicate this one. So I duplicate this one, put it in the end. I duplicate this one, put it in the end. And what I can do is set them above. You see? So you have like two layers. Perhaps you know Photoshop. Probably you know Photoshop. So that you can have two clips, one over the other. So this one with guitar overlays the one below. So now I cannot see the keyboard part. So I would have to cut, like to crop this part of the sofa, so that we can see what's there. So I have to go to some options. I have to get some options for the picture. How do I do this? At the right corner of the right part, let's say, right part of the screen, you have several options for text, for some transitions, for some color correction, speed, audio, and also to crop and rotate. So you see this really nice UI. It's really simple, and it gives you the possibility, for example, to crop, want to change. You can change the position. This is like the basic options. You can change the scaling, and at advanced options, we go into advanced options, you can really crop something. So I take the left part of the view, and then you see I'm cropping this video. So then me, the one-man band, is playing on both clips above each other or wherever I want. So I can overlay both videos. So you see, I cropped it just with one option, left part of it. You can do whatever you want, like this and there. And you can add more, of course, more videos in this case to put more options on it. So when I'm standing in the middle, for example, when I'm playing violin, I can set this video above it. But let's do it later. It's just for you, just a possibility, like an option, how to do it here on your Wacom One. So this is one option what you can do. The other option is, of course, you can do like a split screen, like several videos on once. So this is one option. But for example, let me duplicate this one. I don't want to change the options. I just want to duplicate this one. So duplicate this one, set it above. And what we can do now, I can click on the video, click on the screen, and resize it so that it's small. But usually when you resize it and you don't know the sizes, it's like this one, I change this one, and this one, for example, I change like this, and then I don't know if they will fit. They fit some kind of, but you see there is a black line in front, and you see it's quite easy. Also in using Rush, you have to select the video and you can move it around and you can resize it as you want, like this. But the best option is always to see some values. So for example, this video should be 36. I tested it a little bit. I have to be honest, I prepared something. I'm not always unprepared. So I tested it a little bit, so 36%, and then I can move it around, like change the horizontal position, change the vertical position, just move it a little bit to the side. So you see I have two videos, and then I take another one like this one, put it above, and you can put 4 videos at once. Why not? And the playback is quite nice. Also on smartphones, also on smartphone devices. Smartphone devices are really, really quick. So I changed this to 36. 36, and I changed this to 36 too. So this is the size. You see, maintain proportion, scaling, clock, and you have it here. You can move it around whenever you want to have it. Like this, like this. Of course, usually you would spend a little bit more time. I'm just doing it so that you can see the possibilities. And then you have like split screen, and then the 4 screens, as you, for example, know from Zoom meetings or whatever meetings you have, that you can do it here. So why not just trying it out? Of course, you can do a little bit more. For example, you can make it bigger like this, change. So this is the options here, like this. I want to put this one here. Okay, and then, for example, when you want to have the guitar a little bit bigger, like this, you see you can also emphasize it a little bit so that it doesn't look like the same all the time, like this. So, okay, just a opportunity, a possibility that is also possible using Adobe Rush. The other option is, I just show you the transform. We don't have much time, unfortunately. But here I can also use transitions. So when I want to have me playing just the keyboard, and then I want to add my guitar using a dissolve, I can click on my clip and do like cross dissolve, and you see what happens. So that I appear slowly, I appear here on this side of the sofa, and I play it. Wonderful, thank you very much. It was quite nice. I do like this. So you see, I appear, and then I play it here. So just as an option, you see you have also transitions, and you can put the transition between those clips. So why not doing it, adding it here, a cross dissolve, and also on this clip, add some cross dissolve. So you have cross dissolve on this one. Here, okay, so cross dissolve play. Yeah, so just as an option in this case. Okay, so we have some options on this side. What else can we do? We can adjust, of course, the colors. So if you like those colors, it's fine. But you say like, oh, we could adjust it a little bit. We have some presets. It's similar to like Instagram colors. So I click on one of those videos and I go through the possibilities. So for example, here is a Kodak, and there is a night for day, and there is a gold, which is quite nice. So you can choose this one, or you can go to a Kodak one, which is quite okay. So you can put this one on all the other clips, and you see, you just click on this one, and it just instantly works. And you don't have to render, you don't have to change, or you don't have to do whatever you want. It's really instantly there. And if you have two videos and you say like, those videos is quite fine, like those ones, they match, not perfectly, but it's not too bad. I can also go from presets to edit, to the edit options. And then I can adjust here the highlights. I can adjust the shadows to see, for example, more of the darker parts of the. I can change the vibrance in this one, the saturation. I can sharpen it when it was not sharpened enough, and I can do a vignetting. Vignette, of course, vignetting, and also here, not a problem at all. You can play it, and you don't have any problems in playback issues, so it really plays smoothly on all the devices. And I can do also the same. If you want, you can also save the presets. You can save those presets as just by clicking on the three points here, create preset, and save it for your one-man band and whatever you want. Not a problem at all. Click, and it's really fine and really quick in doing it. So this is like the basic options on this one. The other options are, of course, the titles. I want to show you some titles. So there are many presets which are installed automatically when you get Adobe Rush. So here you have some modern titles, you have basic lower third titles. You see there are many options in those which are already in. So for example, when we want to simulate a recording of this here, you have a record screen overlay. So when I go, for example, here, I double click on it, and you have a live button here, and you have a live graphics here. And so, for example, I can simulate that it was done in the beginning. So you see, it's like blend in. You have a live option, and then it disappears. So of course, you can also do some cross dissolve, and then dissolve it in. So you have the titles here. Let's say like, you can also change, of course, the text. So you can do here Wacom ONE, not a problem at all. So you see, everything is adjustable. And for example, when I want to put some firework on this one, so I can get it here, and I have my firework here in this place. If you say like this firework doesn't really match with my options, so you can move the video, or you can of course move the firework so that it's here, more like when I'm playing. So why not? Everything is prepared. And if you're missing something, if you miss some options, you have many more titles. There is Adobe Stock, and there are 17 pages of Adobe Stock options. So whenever you need something, you miss something, you want to improve your video here in this case, you can just go here and say like, oh, I like one of those presets. For example, leave a like. I take this one. It's downloading it automatically and adding it to my options. And then we have here this like suggestion. And this is like the leave the like option, and it's free. It's there. Fantastic. Thank you very much. If you like the other likes, for example, I have here my, so like this, like this. I'm sorry. It's always live. So for example, I want to move this. So you see I have 750 likes. It's done. Thank you very much. If you know how to use Premiere Pro and you have Premiere Pro with a Creative Cloud, for example, you can create your presets, so-called motion graphic templates in Premiere Pro, and then, of course, put it here in your projects because it's compatible. So when you create a motion graphic templates like this, do not hesitate to put it here on this one. So you see many options, many possibilities. Why not checking it out? Because it's included when you get a Wacom ONE like this. So this is the graphics. Of course, when it comes to audio, because now we just did the video, some options, some transitions, some color correction, whatever with audio, with video, you see here next to our scissors, duplicate and delete, we have other two small icons. You can expand the audio which I recorded, and I didn't try and I didn't think to record this audio directly. I wanted to take something from other sources. So that's why you have the other button and you can control the tracks. This is like the very advanced option because you can switch off the video. For example, if you have like the 4 screens, you can see this is screen 1, this is screen 2, this is screen 3, and this is screen 4. So this is like very easy to control. And if you say like, I recorded the audio, but I do not want to use it, you can switch off the audio, mute and unmute track audio. And then you hear nothing, of course, because you cannot hear what I recorded in this case. So not a problem at all. But this is not the end. There is something more, because Adobe Rush, when you go and import some media, and we go back here to all the beginning, you can take the media from the local options, you can take it from the cloud, and you can take it from Rush soundtracks. So you have some soundtracks delivered with Adobe Rush, and they will be expanded then, for example. And you can see, oh, I would like to hear this one. And then when you play it, you hear the sounds and say like, oh, this is quite nice, but this is not what I thought. Let's take the other one. It's more heavy, and let's say this one. So you can choose one of those here. Yeah, I just. So let's take this one. Why not? I do plus here and add this garage, and you see what happens. It's adding this clip. It's adding the audio directly down here below. You have several, you have 3 layers of audio. You have 4 layers of video, you have 3 layers of audio, and you can play it, and it's really matching to the video. You can also re-edit it or change the options, of course, if you want, but you see you have it included. So whenever you need a soundtrack and you're missing a soundtrack and you don't have one, just take it from the library. Why not? So it's a quick edit. Unfortunately, the time is flying. So how we finish it, we add some titles. We can, of course, we can do more here. This is not the end, but I want to show you how to share it. So we had up until now, we had an edit, but we can go to the share button here up here, and then we can save it locally. We can save it to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever option you need. So for example, if you miss an option and you want to share it to Vimeo or wherever you want, just save it locally and then upload it to your favorite social media account. So I have it here, my sequence. I can make, I can write something. I can also use this virtual keyboard if you want. So why not? If you prefer, this is like one man band. So perfect. And here I have advanced settings. You can pull any advanced setting for Facebook, YouTube, or automatic one. You can change the resolution if you want. You can change the frame rate if you want. And if you say like, I don't know anything about those settings, please export it as the best option I see. Close this one. It will automatically encode it. You go to export, boop, and it's gone and it's recorded. You can also go to YouTube and sign in if you want. If you want to go to Facebook and sign in, if you want automatically to upload it, this is not a problem for you. So then it's shared and ready. So this was the project, a really quick one. In the preparation, I also did like the split screens. I load the other project now. So I did some split screens, some dissolves in this case, some color correction. And here I have like 2 screens, of course. And then I have 4 screens, of course. And I did like a quick, just want to move the timeline. I did like a quick overview over my band so that how many instruments I had there. So you see, this is like, I had like all those instruments there. I hope you can see it in Zoom. And then of course, when I leave, I want to say thank you and bow and yeah, like this. And at the end, I wanted to dance, which is always embarrassing when you try to dance then. So for example, you can do it like this. And an option which I didn't show you, but I would love to show you at the end, it's the speed option. So for example, you want to speed up a video or you want to speed it down in this case. So for example, I want to dance really slow motion only for a part of the video, like this. So I can select this part, which I just marked, should be slow motion. So I get down with the speed range. And when I play it, you see, it's like I dance in slow motion. And when I select, oh, this part should be much faster than this. So I dance here in a normal and then really fast and then in a normal speed. So it's also possible you can also ramp up, which means from normal speed of dancing to the fast dancing and to normal speed of dancing. Why not? So this is also possible with Premiere Rush together with Wacom ONE. So you see, very easy, very quick. Unfortunately, our time is is gone now. It's really short. So I'm looking forward for your questions. I'm looking forward for your comments and remarks. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. But first, let's do some questions and, of course, some Q&C.
Okay, thank you very much, Markus, for this brief introduction into Adobe Rush. I see a couple of questions already popped up in the Q&A. Maybe you want to dig into them because they're all Premiere Rush related questions, and I think you're the expert here, can easily answer them. Let me know if you want to go ahead and maybe address them directly in the voiceover.
Okay, yeah, why not? Why not? I'm seeing the Zoom webinar chat now, so I have to. I have to go to question answers. So there are plugins for Premiere Rush, probably or not. There are, what kind of plugins do you mean? Like in Premiere, you have special effects. There are not a lot plugins so far, but if you're interested in getting any options, you can see. I just stopped my sharing my screen, so perhaps I can share my screen again and show you some option. So now you see, yes, perfect. So here in this part of the screen, you have a user voice. Here in this corner, you have a user voice, and whatever you're missing in Premiere Rush, whatever doesn't work fine, whatever is stopping you in being creative, please do not hesitate to write here, how can we improve Premiere Rush? Because it really goes directly into the team. So you see, for example, it's Stephen Hawthorne who is responsible for the team, and then you can like need convergence effect, allow exports, reverse a clip, whatever you need, and then it will really go to the team and the team will work on it. So no plugin so far, but do not hesitate, we will do it. Then it's only for small formats, or maybe any video on 4K. Yes, of course. This video, what I just did, this was 2.7K, so it was not full HD. As you could see, it was, when I imported it, it was 71% of the screen. So of course you can do 4K, not a problem at all. It depends on your power on your computer, which you can do, and then just carry on, just do it. In the Express menu linked for the Wacom Pen Stylus, just in the Express menu, can be customized? Yes, of course it can be customized. Unfortunately, I didn't have much time to do it, to show you those options, but I would love to do it now, perhaps, just here. So you have a Wacom tablet, you have your pen. This is the menu, looks the same on Windows and on Mac, and you can set which option you want, like a right mouse click or a middle mouse click or whatever. What I did, I've chosen for the click, I've chosen the Express menu, and then you have the option here where you can choose which of those menus you want to use, because you have many pre-built by Wacom, but you can also use your, and then you can say like, I want to have on this part, I want to have this option, on this part, I want to have this option, this option, this option. And you see here when you change, for example, when you have a shortcut, you can name it and you can go to the next part of this one. And there are a lot of options how to improve your productivity, how to speed up your work. And for me, I like this option very, very much, because I have not only one option, but I have several options just by clicking on the one button. Great. So other options, somebody has option. If you don't have keyframes like in After Effects, it's only in editing video, I guess. Yes, it's like a small Premiere. So it's a Premiere Pro in very compact and very easy to understand. So you don't have really keyframes. In Premiere Pro, you have keyframes. You can animate there. Here you have some presets. So for example, when you do a preset in Premiere Pro with keyframes, like those titles I have just shown. Here I have this title tool, and you see it's all animated. So when I put this one here and play this one, so you see it's animated. So of course not a problem to get animations inside, but it's not in Premiere Rush. But as I already told you, please do not hesitate to go to Premiere Rush. How can we improve Premiere Rush? And write to the team. I would love to see keyframes. I would love to see more options. I would love to see whatever you want, because it should be your application and you should be happy with this, how it is. So not a problem. What is different by Premiere Pro and Premiere Rush? Premiere Rush is like one easy way to edit. Is a small small solution for doing it, and it's, as you could see it, it's for the smartphone. So you can start on the smartphone. You can start on the smartphone and then continue on a desktop. And of course, when you say like, okay, this is the end of possibilities, I want to add, for example, keyframes in Premiere Pro. I want to do more sophisticated color correction. I want to do multi-cam editing, or I want to reframe all the options and so on and so on. So then you jump to Premiere Pro, and Premiere Pro has got, of course, more options, but you can import your project, your Adobe Rush, Premiere Rush project into Premiere Pro, and you can continue with working in it. So when something stops you in being creative, just continue in Premiere Pro, and it's fine. It's free to download. You can import it. You can use it and export 3 times for free. When you get a Wacom ONE, you have a certain period of time, I think 2 months free. So you can be creative really, really nicely in two months. And then you have to pay a small amount monthly if you want to continue using it. I don't know the price today. It changed a little bit, but you can see on the page. But it's free to download, free to use for 3 times, 3 exports, let's say. And then, but get a Wacom ONE, and then you can use it for 2 months. Okay. I hope all the questions are so far. If you have any problems, any issues, I'm happy to tell it. If not, thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. If you're interested in our webinars, spread the word. And if you would love to have some webinars, similar topics or different topics, if you would like to see something, if you have issues, do not hesitate to contact us and to say like, we would like to see a webinar in 3D animation, in compositing, and whatever we can do. So we're happy to help you. We're happy to have you here. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day, lovely evening. So thank you, Great Webinar. It's my pleasure. It's my real pleasure, and I'm happy if I could help you. Please be creative and send us your videos. Hashtag your videos so that we can see what you're doing, or send us. You can send it to markus@framefloor.de if you wish. Not a problem for me. I am happy to see what you're doing in Rush or After Effects or Premiere or Corel or whatever you're using, whatever you're doing on every day. Thank you very much, and have a great day. See you soon, hopefully. Hopefully.
But thank you, Markus. Thank you very much for the webinar on Premiere Rush. It now actually starts to make more sense to me what it is all about and what it actually can do. As mentioned in the beginning, we will send out a little email with the most important details and tips and tricks from this webinar, so you can easily follow up on what you've seen and what you've heard today. You're obviously very well invited to follow us on our social media channels, be it on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. If you want to share your artwork, use the @Wacom handle and Made with Wacom as a hashtag, and we can follow up on your creative artwork. If you are impressed by the possibilities that the Wacom ONE offers, do not hesitate to check out our eStore, because we regularly run some very, very cool promos on all of our products. And at the moment, we have the CASAWACOM promotion, which basically gives you 10% discount on more than 25 products on our Wacom eStore. So if you're thinking of going that way and you haven't got a Wacom product yet, do check out the eStore. And otherwise, if you already do have a Wacom One, keep exploring and stay creative, and above all, stay safe and stay sane in these crazy times. Yes, we hope very much that you liked this webinar, and we're looking forward to see you soon in one of our other webinars. And yeah, and do not hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. Thank you very much, and see you soon.